Drugs, money, lies, sex, and murder. These are the 5 words I would use best to describe this series. Written by crime fiction legend Kwan, the Fix series revolves around a 17-year-old/18-year-old girl named Persia Chandler and her love for the streets of Harlem. However, her family doesn't live there. They used to when she was a child, but after her dad got locked up for murdering someone, Persia's mom decided to move them both to a more privileged community. But despite her mom's pursuit for a better life, Persia can't help but fall for the streets' allure. Thoughts of glamour and urban fame infect her mind, and it isn't long until she begins to fulfill her urges. After sneaking away to Harlem here and there, Persia eventually hooks up with an underworld playboy who goes by the name Chucky. Chucky shows Persia the ins and outs of street life, and after a short time together, Persia becomes hooked on the lifestyle, and many other things as well. Before she knows it, Persia becomes entangled in a troubling whirlwind of blackmail, murder, rape, and deceit. There seems to be no way out from the nightmare she once considered a happy dream, and as the walls begin to close in on her, Persia becomes more and more desperate, which makes her do things she never thought she would ever do. What I liked most about this series was it wasn't melodramatic. Also, the added mystery Kwan put into the story was a great touch, and it was well executed. The story didn't rely on it heavily or use it as a dirty trick to keep the readers interested. Way to go, Kwan. Another thing I note most importantly are the characters. I love them all, from the tough and fearless little monk to the once drug kingpin of Harlem, now turned fiend, neighborhood. Each one kept my full attention no matter who was speaking, and I was always interested in what they had to say. Also, one more thing I need to add about this book were the characters' names. When it comes to Kwan books, the names of the characters are always known to be pretty creative. In this story, we had people named Face, Monk, Lil Monk, Neighborhood, Omega, Burger, and a couple other ones too. I highly recommend the series to anyone looking to get into crime fiction. It's a fun, exciting read that will keep you turning page after page. I must add a word of caution that if you're going to get into crime fiction, you do decide to read books written by Kwan, be sure to figure out which ones to read in order. Don't just grab a random Kwan book because you may find yourself a bit confused. I made this mistake when I picked up one of his other books, Animal Number 1. I enjoyed it, but I felt completely in the dark about many of the aspects of the story. Little did I know that over the past 16 years, Kwan had created a spectacular universe of crime fiction, and I had mistakenly jumped in the middle of it, and as a result, I felt lost. But when it comes to the Fix series, you'll be fine. You don't need to read any of his other stories to know what's going on. It's somewhat of a standalone. I'll leave a link in the description that shows which Kwan books to read in order. So anyways, if you feel like giving this book a try, please feel free to stop by your library and check it out.